Introduction. When an evil wizard doesn't get his way, he leaves to the mountains and threatens to take over the city. The magistrates of Oracle City are scared, and they do whatever they can to prevent such a tragedy. One of the counselors suggests to use robots as guards against the upcoming attacks. They work great. They fight off the zombies, but there is something about robots that they didn't think of. Something is preventing them from being completely protected against the insidious mage. Quickly listen to more to find out. Chapter 1. The Mage. The table is long and straight. The room is bright because of the open curtains in front of the windows. The ceiling is heavily decorated with baby angels and apocalyptic displays. Chairs surround the said table, and a waiter comes in every few minutes to refill drinks and check if the magistrates are still content. The atmosphere is controversial, the dilemma unsolved. "What you're asking us is absurd," one of them finally says as he stands up. Bam! He pounds his fist on the table and looks at the others. "You are basically asking us to exploit the citizens of this city." "Mr. Quato," the defending individual begins, "can I explain what I have to say, please?" "Just a minute," Quato, the mayor of Oracle City, says. "I want to hear everyone else's opinion first. Arnaud, my trusted counselor, we'll start with you." "It really is exploiting the citizens of this city, like you said. I don't see any way to explain this better. Vossler just proposed to steal their money and use it for our own gratification. In my eyes, that's morally incorrect. I have heard enough." "Thanks, Arnaud. Anyone else?" Crickets. It stays quiet. It's too soon for the others to say anything about it. Quato sits down and says, "Then, Vossler, I will give you one final chance to elaborate on your proposal. If it still gets rejected by the council after that, then it will be over. We will not bring up this subject again." "Fine," Vossler says. "I will make you see why this is reasonable." The other magistrates in the government room raise their eyebrows and are listening intently. What is it that this Vossler guy has to say? After all, he is a mage, and they know how much power he has already obtained by using magic in his daily life. "The people are disorganized," Vossler begins. "They are restless. It's a mess. As the leaders of this people, we have the responsibility to ensure their well-being. They are looking for guidance to help them find their way in this chaotic society. Sure, it's not all that bad. People are still surviving. But if you haven't noticed, the average citizen is a low-class worker with unsatisfied family members and slim chances for improvement. In other words, they want more. They want a better life. We can give them that better life." "And how exactly are you going to give them a better life?" Quato, the mayor, asks. "By creating more equality. You see, the rich are getting richer and the poor are becoming poorer. The income gap is huge and it's not fair. Only regulating society can be beneficial to it. We, as those who have the vision and know what's best for them, we can change all that. All we have to do is raise taxes." "Everyone hates more taxes," Quato says. "You're foolish to think otherwise." "But we will promise them something back. You see, if the rich pay more and the poor pay less, it will all even out in the end." "True, but then there is no incentive to work hard. People will become lazy. They don't want to do much because they will end up paying more. Do you see my point?" "That's why we have to make them believe," Vossler says. "Believe in what?" "In us. We are their example. We will build an icon, a symbol to unite everyone, a color for the entire city, the powerful crimson that will ornament our uniforms and build togetherness and trust. But before we do that, we have to use that tax money to erect a humongous palace." "Ha! As if this place isn't expensive enough," Quato says. "You want to build a bigger one?" "Only something impressive will convince them to heed our advice," Vossler says. "You just want to make yourself rich," Quato says. "That's what I am feeling here." Dear Mr. Mayor, if I could create more wealth, wouldn't that be applauded by everyone? Make me your counselor, and I will do it. I will make this city rich again, and not just us, but everyone. We have to think big. We have to start with something they look up to, an edifice that towers to the heavens, a beacon. It's quiet. It's dead quiet. Nobody knows how to handle Vossler. They are all afraid to speak up, but not the mayor. I think you're getting a little too excited about this, Vossler. We are closing this topic. What you're telling us sounds like a selfish venture and a stepping stone on the road to dictatorship. It's not right. We built a great democracy here, and most of the civilians in this city are happy. You are wrong. I've talked to many of them, and they are satisfied with their lives, even the impoverished ones. Well, you get your information from the wrong people, Vossler says, while standing up and raising his fist in the air. Enough! You are out of line. The council cannot support this. Can't or won't? How about you let everyone else vote in your little democracy, Mr. Mayor? Whoever is with me, please raise your hand. Everyone remains seated. None of the 20 magistrates raise their hand. Then Cueto, the mayor, stands up and says, Everyone who is against this proposal, please raise your hand. All hands go up in the air. Exactly as I thought, Cueto says. Now, can we please move on to a different topic? This is not over, Vossler says. You can't just turn me down like this. I will avenge myself. Oh, don't be so childish, Cueto says. You have a good life. Why would you create a conflict like this? You talk about dictatorship, Cueto, but the real dictator is you. We need to get rid of you. I don't want to listen to this anymore. Get out. You're fired. Mark my words, the black-caped mage Vossler says. I will do whatever I can to help this people, even if it has to be with violence. Depart! Cueto yells. Vossler looks at him angrily. He looks at the others. He tenses his muscles and storms out of the room. The magistrates look at Cueto. Do you still want to move on to a different topic? Arnaud asks. No, we can't ignore this. Vossler is a powerful wizard. He is furious. We will face some dire consequences if we don't protect ourselves. I know him. He will do whatever it takes to get his way. What do you suggest we do? Arnaud asks. I was going to ask you the same question. We need a way to protect the city, a security system of some sort, a method to safeguard our homes and belongings. We could have soldiers walk around, one magistrate suggests. That would be too expensive. We'd have to pay all those soldiers individually. Any other ideas? Booby traps, another says. No way. What if our children accidentally step in them? Cueto asks rhetorically. We need something better. Robots? Someone says in the back. What? Cueto asks. Who said that? Did I hear someone say robots? Speak up. Well, me, he hears a scrawny guy say. He is sitting in the back and raises his hand. It's one of the servants, not one of the magistrates. Cueto is a decent guy. He doesn't mind it when a man who is in a lower career position shares his ideas. I know you're not part of this group of decision-makers, he says, but I want to hear all about it. Okay, well, there are a lot of robots around. We could make them guard the city and have them patrol everywhere. They can fight off whatever intruders try to come in. That's what I thought, Cueto says. It's an excellent idea. Gentlemen, this is what we will do. Everyone in favor raise their hand. Everyone raises their hand. Then it's settled, Cueto says. Chapter 2. Zombie Attack. No sooner said than done, the robots patrol around the city walls. The civilians are protected against Vossler's insidious plans. Dozens of robots walk up and down each day, following distinct patterns and standing in the way of possible enemies and the innocent people in Oracle City. Good, very good, Cueto says to his counselor Arnaud. They are standing outside by the city gates. Cueto glances at some robots that are marching from left to right and points to some other ones standing in front of the gates. "This will work," he says. "What do you think Vossler is up to? He was raging," Arnaud says. "I don't know, but I know it won't be long until he releases his anger on us. We must be ready." "I completely agree. I will stay here at the gate. I know we can trust the robots, but we still need to be alerted when there is something going on." "I expect nothing less, Arnaud. You're great." "That's what happens when you don't have a family waiting for you. I don't have a busy home life like you." "Oh, well, you'll get married someday too. No rush, right?" "Exactly." "I will see you later, friend." Cueto leaves. Arnaud watches him walk away. He checks out the horizon where a beautiful sun adorns the sky with its bright rays. He looks at the gates. 2 doors, the size of a small house, form the entrance to their little city. They are sturdy, made out of wood and heavy metal hinges. The lock on them doesn't work, but these doors are so heavy that it would take a long time to open them anyway. As of now, they are closed. The robots pass them every few minutes. All of this reminds Arnaud of the good old days, when they almost got rid of the walls around the city, implying that there were no real enemies anyway. But now things have changed. That Vossler is a serious threat. His plans are outrageous, and he won't accept no for an answer. It's getting late. Arnaud is bored. He plays with a blade of grass and sits back on a small stool. 2 city guards are talking to each other on the other side of the gate. Everything seems to be okay. But not for long. Arnaud looks at the horizon again. He squints his eyes. "What is that?" he asks himself. A few miles away from him, little dots are appearing in the distance. They multiply by the minute, and Arnaud still has no idea what they are. His gut, however, is telling him that it's not good news. "Toss me your binoculars!" he shouts to the guards, who are standing next to the ladder. "Huh? Oh, okay, here you go," one of the guards says while throwing it up to Arnaud. Arnaud catches the binoculars and looks through them. Whoa, they're even farther away than I thought. How come they... Oh. He turns the binoculars around and thinks of how stupid he was to look through the wrong side of them. He turns them the correct way and looks through them again. "Oh no," he says. "There are so many of them, and they're all coming here." He looks down and shouts, "Guys, sound the alarm! Hundreds of zombies are coming our way!" "What?" Go, tell everyone! Let women and children go inside. Gather all warriors at these gates. Notify all robots to defend this part of the city. Go!" The guards run all over the place as Arnaud jumps down and warns all the robots. About a half hour later, dozens of robots are protecting the front gates. Cueto has arrived too, watching the zombie hordes approach by looking into his binoculars every other second. "Let them come," he says in a low voice. "We will give them a warm welcome." The zombies are coming closer. Some of them are walking in the awkward way that zombies typically do. Others are running faster and faster. The robots stand ready. The zombies are almost there. Suddenly, the first zombie gets hit. Whack! The robot hits it with its fist. The fight has begun. All the robots are now walking forward, punching and kicking zombies along the way. Their giant fists take out a lot of them. Thud! Bang! Boff! The zombies are flying everywhere. The human guards stand in wait behind the city gates. They are in fear, not knowing what is happening on the other side of the gate. The archers on top of the gates are shooting arrows. Cueto and Arnaud are walking around nervously, observing the entire battle scene between their robots and the invading zombies. Long and hard the battle continues, but the robots are winning. None of them are broken or killed. The zombies are falling by the dozens. Just a few more. Just a few more. Suddenly, it's over. The robots stop fighting. The last zombie has been smashed into the ground. Cueto looks at the battlefield in front of the city walls. He is satisfied. The archers stop shooting. Then Quato turns around and shouts, "Men, we are victorious!" The guards and archers cheer loudly. The first battle has been won. Chapter 3. Poppies. The archers all go down the ladder, as well as the two magistrates. They join the many guards behind the gates, who are waiting for the return of the robots. When they open the gate, however, they discover something they didn't expect. The robots all walk forward in a line, handing out poppy flowers, red, beautiful flowers, to the guards. Some of the guards look astonished. Others accept the flowers gladly and sniff them. Some guards are looking disgusted, trying to see the value of some stupid flowers. And then there are those who put them in their pockets, probably to give to their wives when they get home. "Odd," Quato admits. "I didn't see that coming. Where do they get them?" "I guess they just find them in different places," Arnaud says. "May I suggest something fun?" "Go ahead." "This is an excellent opportunity to bring the city together. Let's have a poppy festival. The robots will bring them in, won't they?" "I think that's a great idea. Let's organize it." That same evening, the small city has come together as one. They gather at the great city square, where the robots line up to hand out poppy flowers. Dozens of robots with several poppies in each hand are there. There are snacks, there is music, and there are entertainers everywhere. The guards and their families walk around with a content look on their faces. Everyone is having fun, except for Arnaud. "You look a little worried, my friend," Quato says. "How about you enjoy yourself and go dance or have a drink?" "I know we were victorious, Quato," he says. "But for how long?" Chapter 4. Calm Before the Storm. Quato is sipping from his drink while watching his wife calm their baby and glancing at his 3 children playing with some other kids in the city. Arnaud's remark made him think, what is the mage up to? "Knowing Vossler, he probably won't leave it at this," Quato says. "Do you think he sent the zombies?" Arnaud asks while looking at some of the city women who dance in front of him. "I have no doubt in my mind that this was Vossler's doing," Quato replies. "I mean, think about it. We haven't been attacked by zombies in years. Suddenly he is gone, angry after threatening us, and a day later we are being attacked by zombies. This evil wizard is up to something. We shouldn't think that all is well. There is always something going on." "I know. Do you want me to send out spies? Perhaps they could locate Vossler." "You know what, Arnaud? I am glad you are my counselor because you're full of good ideas. Send out some spies in the morning. We will see what they will report to us." That evening there is much more singing, eating, and dancing. The entire square is covered in poppies, and everyone is amazed by how fast these robots collected those flowers. They have no clue where they are coming from, but they love it. The next day, spies are being sent into the country. The days go by. Nothing happens. After a few days, the spies come back. They haven't spotted the evil wizard. Vossler has disappeared. "Sir," one of the spies says as he enters the city hall, "no sign of Vossler. We looked everywhere. I'm sorry." "Thank you. That will be all. You are dismissed," Quato says. "What else do we need to do?" "The robots are getting rusty," Arnaud says. "It's time to get oil for them." "Well, don't we have any oil left?" Quato asks. "Nope, we are all out." "But where do we get oil then? We have to keep these robots going." "I know. Let's try Trig City on the other side of the country. They might have some left," Arnaud suggests. "I am willing to go. I can leave tomorrow morning." "Good," Quato says. "I trust that you will succeed in this mission. It's extremely important. Hopefully, Vossler won't send any more of his creatures to attack the city in the meantime." "Yes, I hope so too." Chapter 5. Wolves. Arnaud leaves. He takes a bag full of supplies and leaves to Trig City, on a mission to get oil. As he walks away from the Oracle City gates and ventures through the forest, he suddenly thinks of the problem of transporting all the oil back. It dawns on him that the way to Oracle City will be a lot harder, since he has to carry all that oil back. One big container will be enough, he tells himself. Every robot only needs a little bit. This thought comforts him. He wants to make this trip fast so he can be back in time, just in case Vossler sends another army of zombies or whatever else he has in mind. After a few hours, Arnaud arrives at Trig City. He goes straight to the oil shop and talks to the vendor there. "What can I do for you?" the vendor asks. "I would like one big container of oil." "And where would you want me to deliver it?" "You would deliver it for me?" Arnaud asks. "That would be fantastic. In that case, I will have 10 containers." "Ah, but where to?" the vendor asks again. "To Oracle City." "That will cost a little extra. Is that all right?" "Yes, of course. Anything to get those things over there." "Can I ask what you're going to use that much oil for?" "Robots. They protect the city from an evil wizard who is trying to take control of it." "Robots? I love those. They always give me poppies when I see one. It's kind of funny. Oh yes, and they protect against zombies and other creatures. But watch out when there are wolves. They won't help you against those." "Huh? Why not?" "I don't know. They just can't stand them, so they don't do anything." "Wolves? So they're useless against those?" "Yep. So I hope for your sake that this wizard cannot summon wolves, or you're in big trouble, you and the whole city." "Wow, thanks. I didn't know that. I better tell Quato and the other magistrates about that." "You're welcome. I will have the oil ready in a few minutes." Arnaud gets a ride on the carriage that takes the oil containers. A driver who works for the vendor whips the horses to make them move faster, and within a few hours they arrive at Oracle City. But something is wrong. Something is off. "Wait here," Arnaud tells the driver. "If I'm not back within 20 minutes, just put them under that tree on the side of the hill. Nobody will find or steal them there. Then I will pick them up later." "No problem," the driver says. It's getting dark, and for some reason the homes aren't lit up. None of them show the slightest sign of light. It's suspicious. Arnaud sneaks towards the city gates and sees the robots standing still. "Just as I thought," he says. "They are rusty. Well, I have just the thing." He takes a small bottle from his pocket and pours some oil into the neck and under the armpits of a robot. The robot immediately begins to move, ready to follow the magistrate counselor's every command. "Follow me," Arnaud whispers. The city gates are open, another suspicious thing that Arnaud isn't particularly liking at this time. He looks around and turns around the corner of a specific street, still being followed by the robot under his command. But suddenly, a wolf jumps from the dark shades of the city alleys and pins him down to the ground. "Help!" Arnaud yells. "Robot, help!" But the robot doesn't move. It is just standing there, watching the wolf's mouth get closer to Arnaud's as it tries to eat him. "Come on, help me!" Arnaud shouts. Again, nothing. Arnaud figures he has to do something about it himself then. He reaches for a big rock and smashes it into the wolf's face. The wolf backs up, hurt and damaged, and howls as it runs off into the distance. Arnaud sighs and gets up, happy to be alive. "Stupid robots," he mumbles. "That vendor was right. They don't even lift a finger when you're being attacked by wolves. Oh well. What concerns me, though, is that there is nobody else in the city. Where did they all go?" He zigzags through the streets, and the robot still follows him. Then he sees it. The city square has a light. Arnaud squints his eyes to see farther. "Oh, that... I knew he would be back," he says in anger. In front of him, there are dozens of wolves, walking back and forth or standing in a circle around the one man who sits on his big chair in front of the city monument. Next to him, 2 torches are lit up, and he seems content with the situation, as if he is the new boss and the wolves obey his words. "Vossler," Arnaud says. "He came back. I bet he chased everyone out of the city with his pack of wolves. But where did they all go?" When Arnaud looks up at the mountain behind the city, he finally understands. He sees little lights in the distance, at an altitude of a few hundred feet, a few miles away from the city. "That's gotta be them," he says. "Come, robot, let's join our people." Chapter 6. Flee! Arnaud leaves Oracle City and goes around it. Then he heads straight for the mountain where he saw the lights. About a half hour later, he arrives at the said location. "Arnaud!" he hears as he moves through the many families stranded there. He turns around and looks into the eyes of Quedo, who is walking towards him. "I know this looks crazy," Quedo says, "but it was the best thing we could do. You see, there were packs of wolves entering the city. Some of the robots were too rusty to even move, but the ones who weren't didn't even put up a fight." "Yes, I heard that robots don't do anything against wolves." "That makes sense. Indeed, they didn't do anything, so we were left to ourselves. Our warriors tried to fight them off, but eventually I just told everyone to evacuate. There were too many of them. Besides, it was dark, and the wolves were overrunning our people." "I think you made a wise decision there, Quedo. What are you going to do next?" "We're going to sneak back in. During the day, it gets too hot, so Vossler will be inside. He won't have a lot of wolves around him to protect him. That's when we strike. We have to go to the source. If we can make him undo his spell on the wolves, then we have nothing to worry about." "I believe so too. We shouldn't fight all those wolves by ourselves. We need to go to the one who is controlling him," Arnaud adds. "I think we're on the same page, my friend. What happened to the oil?" "I had the vendor's driver drop it off on the other side of the city. It's safe beneath some trees and bushes. Nobody will find the containers there." "Smart. I wouldn't have even thought of that. Now let's have some hot dogs and chocolate milk by the fire over there. The city's citizens are pretty happy. They trust us to give them their homes back. They aren't afraid. You know, Vossler was completely wrong about the inhabitants of this city. It's a strong people, and they stick together when things get tough. Do you see that guy over there, for example?" "Yes. Who is he?" Arnaud asks. "One of the richest men in the city," Quedo says. "See how he shares his substances with others? He is constantly taking care of those who are less fortunate. I'm telling you, Arnaud, there is much equality in the city, and wherever things are not equal, the people accept it." "That's good to hear, Quedo. I knew that Vossler was talking nonsense, but you just proved it once more. When are we going to go in?" "Oh, I forgot to mention that. We're going into the city in a couple of hours when it's still dark." "But I thought you wanted to get to Vossler during the daytime." "Yes, but we can use the darkness of the night to our advantage to get in there. Then we'll wait until he goes back inside because of the heat. He's also going to take a nap, I bet, because he has been up all night." "Ah, that makes more sense. Do you want me to join you?" "Please do." The two magistrates discuss some other details of the upcoming mission and mingle with the people of Oracle City. Then they get ready to strike back. Chapter 7. Fight. "Ready?" Quedo asks as he puts his sword in his sheath behind his back. "Ready," Arnaud says, as he does the same with his sword. The two magistrates show some courage for government officials, but what many people don't know is that they both served in the army a long time ago. A few other city guards go with them. They are determined to end this thing once and for all. "Let's go over there," Quedo orders. "There is a secret tunnel into the city. Nobody knows about it, but I remember that my father told me about this. It goes back to the time when they laid the foundation for the first buildings here. In the meantime, one of you goes to the place Arnaud described and gets the oil for the robots." One of the guards talks to Arnaud and receives directions. Then he runs off. Running around the city walls, the group of other guards and the two magistrates finally reach the entrance to the secret tunnel Quato was talking about. He opens a hatch, and they descend down the ladder, after which they walk through the tunnel with a torch. "Where is this tunnel leading us?" Arnaud asks. "To the city hall. Like I said, nobody knows about this passage. It ends up in a small corner of a pantry behind the main kitchen. It's so dark over there, and it's always covered up or in the shadows when you turn on the light." Wow. And are we just going to wait underneath the pantry until it becomes light? "Basically. I want one of you to go back and see when the sun comes up. Then, when it does, come back here and report to me. We'll wait for some more time, making sure that Vossler is here, and then we will take him." "That's going to be boring for a while," Arnaud sighs. "Yes, it is. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable, because it will take some time." And that's the last thing Quato says. The other ones don't have anything to add. They just sit there, all dreaming away in their own worlds, staring into the darkness, waiting for the messenger to arrive and tell them it's light outside. They daydream about their families, honor, money, experiences, and memories. After some time, the guard comes back. "The sun is up," he says. "Get ready, we'll strike soon." "Hey, I am supposed to say that," Quato says as he gets up. "Oh, never mind." He shrugs and sits down again. Then, about an hour later, he says, "Men, it's time. Let's get that evil mage." Guided by the light of the torch, the group of warriors finds the ladder that leads to the pantry in the city hall. One by one, they climb the ladder and spread out through the building. No wolves. "Good," Quato says. "I guess he left all those filthy animals outside. This gives us the chance to face Vossler alone." "Finally, a fair fight," Arnaud says. "Do you think he is in the meeting room?" "Did I ever mention that you're full of good ideas?" Quato asks. "Let's go to that meeting room. I, too, have a feeling that he is there. Let's not waste any time." They sneak through the hallways and see one of the servants. "Jeeves, what are you doing here?" Quato asks. "Vossler is out of control," he says. "I have to serve him all kinds of delicious food all day. He drinks a lot of wine, and he yells at us if we don't do what he says. There are other servants in the kitchen, but we are all scared. Vossler shoots lightning bolts from his rod, and we are afraid that if we don't obey him, he will kill us." "I didn't know he would indulge himself like this," Quato says. "What a jerk. Well, Jeeves, I suggest you stay in here. My counselor and I will have a word with Vossler." "Okay, good luck." Quato opens the door to the meeting room. "Surprise, surprise," he says. "We are here to crash the party, Vossler. Give it up. My men are all over the city hall. It's just a matter of time before they are here to kick your butt." "It's interesting to see that you can do other things than boring paperwork, Quato," Vossler says. "But you will never defeat me. Don't you know that I possess the dark arts of magic?" "I do, and that's what will bring you down, Vossler. Messing with those things will give you nothing but trouble." "You are wrong. I feel great. I kind of like it here." "Is that why you're so drunk?" Quato asks. "It doesn't suit an intelligent guy like you. If I didn't know any better, I would think that you're depressed, and that all this power doesn't do anything for you." "Enough talk! Taste the wrath of me, the mighty Vossler!" the evil mage yells. He grabs his rod and shoots a lightning bolt at the duo. Quato and Arnaud quickly jump aside and run at him with their swords. Vossler fends off their blades with his weapon and tries to evade all their attacks. Tsa! One of the swords cuts him. "Ow, ouch!" Vossler screams as he closes his eyes. He looks at his wound, then he looks at the two enemies in front of him. "I am getting out of here," he suddenly says, and he starts running. He jumps on the table and runs to the other side. "Get back here!" Quato yells. Vossler opens the door to the hallway and runs around the corner. Thud! "Huh? What was that?" Arnaud asks. It came from the hallway. As fast as they can, the two friends speed to the hallway and look at Vossler, who is lying down on the floor, unconscious. They look up. "Ha! Such good timing," Quato says, as he greets the guard in front of him. In front of the unconscious Vossler stands a robot. The thud was caused by the faithful robot, who bonked the evil mage on the head. When it sees Quato, it hands him a poppy flower. "Why, thank you," Quato says with a smile. "And thank you for taking out our nemesis. We will lock him up for good." Who would have thought that at that exact moment the robot would have come to the rescue? Taking out the wizard chased the wolves away. They left the empty city. There was nothing left to do for them. Not much later, the civilians of Oracle City go back to their houses. The robot's action of taking out Vossler becomes a symbol, a moment to be recalled in the city's history. They will remember forever that the robots were there when they needed them. And from that point on, robots patrol the city for the rest of their lives. And each year, there is a Poppy Festival, something that none of the citizens in Oracle City ever want to miss. The end. This has been Books for Kids, a story about robots and villagers, adventure stories for kids. Written by Jeff Child, narrated by John H. Feskins. Copyright 2017 by Jeff Child. Production copyright 2017 by Jeff Child.